Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with my favorite street, Pomen and Absurdus. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well.
So we're just here to just have a general discussion. Um,
Oh,
just
sorry.
basically some internet drama stuff. Not but
Yeah,
not
I'm not going to talk all again. As I said before, I'm not going to talk all too much about the drama, mostly because the drama is rather nonsense.
of
Drama.
course.
It's a
Yes.
few spurgs being too much of spurgs, so I,
Yeah.
I, I don't have investment in that. But there has been a few interesting conversations all over the place recently with proprietarianism. To be honest, a lot of people have made videos, and we even have our first stalker, which is fascinating. Oh yeah, Walt, you might not know about this. So there is this video of this guy in the area where Kurt is from. He's walking around in the center near the part, I don't know, Congress building or whatever, just asking, "Oh, so where are you, Kurt Doolittle? Huh? Where are you? You're not here. Are you a coward?" It's like, what the fuck? It's like, you and your monkey John Mark. It's like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? And then he ended up with saying, "I have a serious set of skills," pretty much just threatening Kurt, which is like, okay, well, we have our first stalker. It would come sooner or later.
That's kind of odd. Why would
Nah,
anyone?
it's,
Why would
I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean,
what
I've been
happened?
with a few of those types of people in the past. They have an idea of that they are some sort of superior. They're really dumb. They think they're super superior, and they think that you have to follow their ideas. This guy says he's some sort of weird rationalist and loves everybody, but threatens to kill a guy because he disagrees. It's kind of like, yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. So,
Uh, But other drama then that we can talk about a bit that I'm willing to talk about, which kind of involves me, if anything. Again, I don't want to talk about the distributors. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about pragmatic culture for a little bit here, and I want to get my feelings out there, yeah, so I to get that out, that spurgy notion.
yeah. What's your problem with him?
I mean, you goddamn man, he has been spurging up like crazy for different reasons. But also claiming things. Usually, was during the stream live chat, claiming that, for example, about Thomas of Aquinas. For example, I talked about Thomas of Aquinas in one of your podcasts previously, and I'm well aware of his ideas quite a lot. So, pragmatic culture during the stream said, "I have proof of God." It's like, okay, you have proof of God. What's the proof of God? Read Thomas of Aquinas. Thomas Aquinas. It's like, yeah, I have. Oh no, you haven't, because otherwise you would believe in God. It's like, oh God. It's like, stop claiming things I know and don't know. I find that very annoying when people say, "No, you do not know, because if you knew, you would think like this." It's like, no, you can get different interpretations from the same text. And I disagree with Thomas's arguments, even though I have respect for Thomas, but find that quite annoying. And it's like, instead of having some sort of a more healthy discussion, like, all right, let's talk about it, him and I, he spurts and he just calls me names.
Hmm.
Quite annoying. You've done that before as well when we talked about morality. He believes there is objective morality. I said, no, that's nonsense. I said, well, then you're an idiot. It's like, yeah, all right, thank you for the good arguments.
Objective.
Spurg.
Yeah. Hmm. So, yeah, you believe there's like a Like, what's your overall view on morality anyway?
No, like I'm personally being an existentialist. I mean, there's usually most morality is subjective, and it's based around the society. I'm not a cultural relativist. I don't like that per se because I do think there is some sort of a human universal law, which doesn't have to be much, but it's like don't kill, like oh well, don't murder. Usually morality comes out in language as well. I mean, why is murder wrong? Well, because the word murder is per definition wrong. There's a lot of like these types of language plays, but majority of morality is subjective, and it's usually based around the ego for most people. Oh, mostly, yeah, but morality is about the ego.
About the ego.
Yeah, I mean, you can claim objective morality how much you want, but in the end of the day, I mean, ethics. You can talk about ethics in a different way, but morality is always about the ego because it's about how you act in a way and what you decide to do. I mean, you can claim to have objective morality from God, but then touch the altar boy. Doesn't say now you're no longer a moral person because you touched the altar boy. So it's much about how you act with that morality that you're given, and then everybody has that power to choose to act with the morality they think is correct. And kind of what the society must do is have certain moral codes, which are the good moral codes you should follow. Usually, this is based around like both evolution, that you have certain moral compass inside of you to not go around stabbing everybody to death. And others are social morality, which is, we're social creatures, so each other's interaction makes morality as well, and then build upon that. And then you have law, and you have that. So it's mostly empirical and observable. Majority of morality, which can be seen as more collective, like collective morality.
But you think of Kant's case for universal morality, or
Yeah, I don't agree with it fully, but yeah, I like it a lot. I do think I can call that collective morality, which is like a society has a set of 99% of people think this is wrong, or morality, like that's wrong. Then, like 9.9% is quite objective in that sense. Then it's wrong. And yeah, I would agree on that. But it doesn't mean it's objective because there is no objective core. Because if something is objective, it must be objective all the way to the core. This is why Christians can say things are objective because they have an objective core, which is God, which is the non-human, or can be human to it usually, the all-knowing who knows what is good and bad. That's God, and therefore they can claim that they know it. But they're not God. Like, that's the thing. They are not God. They do not speak to God. God is not there. They still have to choose to act in certain ways and think in certain ways. So even if they claim to know morality, they can never know objective morality. And if they claim they know objective morality, they're lying.
Mm.
Right, this question here. Its correct moral system is collective and subjective. It's based on evolution, and why do we see different moral systems from age to age, from society to society? Because it's evolution. Like it's ever evolving in the same time. Like therefore, you can see different moral systems from age to age because it's based around the people around you. It's based about your own ego and about being human, which is the evolutionary part. Therefore, it can change. Certain, like the more evolutionary part, it's not a lot in us that it's not that many moral codes from genetics per se. So that is kind of, it doesn't really change, but it's like the simple things. You don't kill your mother when you're a baby, and stuff like that, or you don't kill your offspring for no reason. Things like that made humans survive. And the collective and subjective always changes. Again, subjective is about the ego, and people changes usually how they see themselves. And the collective also changes because it's based around different cause usually. Sometimes it's churches who use the collective morality, and otherwise it's just people overall. So depending on who chooses the collective morality. Collective morality can also be made because of law. So a certain law can be in place, and after a while, people will see that as a thing to do morally and choose to act.
Mhm.
Yeah, objective morality is non-existent. It's not. I personally don't think it exists. Objective morality. If God exists, then there is objective morality. But I personally don't believe God exists. So,
But
but he could do. I'm not saying that he could do, and if he does, then objective morality exists. The issue then isn't the objective morality. The issue is humans interacting with this objective morality, because they will never fully know, because they are not God. Only God can then act objectively, but humans can never do that. Only subjectively, and so on and so forth.
well, well, there have been attempts to make that cases for objective morality, like Kant did with
Yeah, but Kant. I don't claim it to be objective. Kant's categorical imperative. I don't. It's not objective. It's very close. The closest we can come to objectivity, but it's not objectivity.
So you think he
Oh,
fell?
yeah, that's true. The existence of God does not imply objectivity. You're correct with that too. But that's usually how we see God. But with our definition of a God, then it would be objective. But of course, it can exist whatever form that word has. Meaning it can be in higher power, but he doesn't know objectivity or whatever. It depends. But usually talking from the God of the Bible, which would mean it is objective. Pardon, it's word games again. God has a very powerful meaning. Talking to a pagan, for example, I don't know if you're pagans, they would agree with Freyne on that one, that existence of God does not apply objectivity, because Odin doesn't know objective morality, for example. So yeah, it's just because I'm Christian as well. I was Christian. Go ahead.
Well, let's see. I remember last week or last Saturday that, well, not exactly morality was a big topic on Ray's podcast with you, but just religion in general is like.
Yeah.
There's a. I remember a very. I just want to switch the conversation just to religion a little bit, but I remember this. Well, Kurt basically ran a tirade explaining why we basically need folk religion, diversity of religion for all that, no monopolies, all that. But he said at some point that Christianity has suppressed literature, certain literatures, and true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. He wants to blame Christianity as a whole, or Abrahamism, as he defines that, which is the three. Every religion based around Abraham, which that's pretty much what it means. So yeah, pretty much any religion based around Abraham, from the father of Abraham, Abraham. Words has damaged the West somehow. That's his argument. And if you notice, he's a bit of a pagan gang, He has a weird sympathy for pagans, which is respectable.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of?
But yeah, he is correct. Christianity, same thing with Islam, or not that much Judaism, because it has never really been that big. Has indeed removed literature and suppressed literature and advances. Absolutely. But what hasn't? Like, Romans did the same thing. Many other people did the same thing. It's not really about Christianity as a whole, it's just about the idea of it. No, you have this overall idea that can't be damaged or shouldn't be damaged. So any literature damaging it has to be removed. After a while, in the Renaissance, you could start damaging it, and more it gets weaker. It gets weaker and weaker, which is a good thing, in my personal opinion. But bad for the traditionalist Christians, of course.
The thing is, like, it's kind of, I don't know, it gets complex, like really complex.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like if you delve into history of it, because sometimes it's like it's not always the case as we often make it out to be, or it's not often the caricature that we make it out to be half the time. Just actually, I read a little while ago. I read a subreddit. Don't ever go to Reddit, but it was concerning this rather big anti-theist YouTuber, Dark Matter 2525.
Yes, I like him.
Yeah, okay. And he made a video called "History: The Theft of Our Values," where he basically, the main idea of the video is that how Christianity regress the West or suppress literature, and the thread is going over. Like, he also goes over the fall of the Roman Empire and how Christianity came to be. But the thing is, the subreddit made it a point that that may have happened in the West, the Western Roman Empire, but it didn't exactly happen with the Byzantine Empire since it collapsed around 1453. Yeah, 1453.
Nice.
Around period. But he also made the point is that he made a point that the Byzantine Empire did preserve a lot of the ancient literature, and they were Christians at the time. Just like it's not always the case.
Yes, and I agree. It's not always the case. It's to just blame them is kind of ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah.
But they did it as well. I mean, they should be blamed as much as everybody else. But just blaming them on one person is kind of ridiculous. Or one idea is ridiculous. But it's because people have agendas when they talk. They want to destroy a certain idea, well, then they say, "Oh, look at all the bad idea of this." This is why we had this weird confusion about Islam, for example, when Islam became immigration and Islam became a thing that was not allowed to be like discussed in a bad way in the West. So Christian bashing became, less popular. You can bash the Catholic Church, call everybody pedos and, bash everything there. But Islam, no, Islam is good. You're not allowed to hurt Islam. That's racist. That kind of stuff. So it's always an agenda behind it. The agenda is, trying to destroy Christianity. That's why they only focus on it. But yeah, other people have done the same thing.
Hey, man. Yeah, it seemed like Christianity had this very strange immortality that it seemed like it can't die.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
Christianity.
I know. People for centuries have been predicting the death of Christianity, and the track record is not the.
It's going to last for a very long time in the forward future. Yeah. I mean, the Christian cult, as it was in the beginning, it had an interesting start as well. It didn't take very long for them to spread like fucking cancer everywhere. Seriously, it took less than 30 years, and they were everywhere, even in Rome, and then it just grew really quickly. Weirdly enough, that's an argument for God, for Jesus' existence. Oh, it happened so quickly. There has to be someone, you have to have a person they can relate to. Otherwise, you wouldn't grow that quickly. It's like that's a bad argument, but yeah.
I think it was just dumb luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mix of many things. It's also a mix. I do think it has a lot to do with the second temple's fall, because after the second temple's fall, majority of Jewish tradition died out. Only ones who survived well, only ones who survived was the written tradition, which is the people who mostly focus on going into the 5 books of Moses, to the Torah, whatever you want to find this now, and try to study it from within and write about it. So even if they died, texts were left and could be spread upon the next person. So it worked quite fine. The other ones who survived were the people who were in the desert, but they died after a while. But the ones who survived today is the written tradition. It's what's very focused still today on the text and what the text says. So I have all the different comments, like you have just a paragraph in the Torah, then you have 4 different dudes have written about it. It's like fucking insane. I don't remember Rush. No, I don't remember what the guy's name again is. Oh God. But yeah, it's very much focused around text. But it wasn't that before. Like before the Second Temple's fall, there was a lot of verbal tradition to Judaism, but it died because the people died. You know, that's the issue with words. Yeah.
Man.
I mean, that's my issue.
Oral.
Yeah, oral tradition. That's my issue with Islam in the beginning as well. It's Quran means recitation, for example. So it's recitation because the angel came down to Muhammad and told him the Quran, and then in the restoration, yeah, in spoken word, in a sort of poem, and then he just continued telling it in oral form until someone decided to write it down at like 2 generations afterwards. Oh, it hasn't changed. I was like, yeah, no. You can have 5, like get 10 kids in a circle, say water is good to one, and when the word comes back to you, it's a different sentence altogether. So it's kind of pointless like recitation. It's kind of ridiculous this thing that verbal tradition can keep itself the same after 2 generations. It's ridiculous in my eyes.
Man. Yeah, man. So, yes, just amazing how things can die so quickly. If we don't write things down.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like when you wake up, for example, you usually remember your dream, but after an hour, you forgot it.
Yeah,
that's why you should write down things, because otherwise you forget it.
Wait, didn't Socrates thought that writing will cause a new form of literacy or something?
Well, he's a dummy. He said many
dumb
things.
But didn't he say something like that?
I don't know. I don't know what all these people said. They said a lot of dumb things and a lot of smart things too. Don't get me wrong. But they were a mixed bag of dumb and smart. Just humans are wingless birds or whatever it was. It was Aristotle said that. It's ridiculous. Funny, but ridiculous.
Man.
But what's your take on religion and Voltaire? Are you Christian now?
Yes. Wait. Please don't bring that up. Please.
Why not?
It was just a dumb comment a long time ago.
All right.
Yeah. I view that religion is like. I kind of view that religion is often the basis for like a lot of culture, you know. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, the reason why religion, at least Christianity, is so much based in culture is because it existed in every village had a church, every lawman had a priest. You know, Christianity existed in every form, any form that existed. Law, private life, public life, everywhere. God and church was kind of there and tap you on your back.
Yeah. Don't you like Max Weber?
Yes, I like Weber. Yes, what about him?
Yeah, like the reason I said it is because, well, since other people expanded his work, like economist David Lanz, and there's this Oxford, well, also other works in sociology. The thing is the reason why I'm really, well, technically I like the Catholic Church, but the reason why I'm pro Christianity or in Protestantism
Yeah.
generally is because when you look at Protestant countries, they tend to do like really, really well, like like the Scandinavian countries, America, England, like because it's just more so like the values, the virtues that was passed on due to these religious institutions and traditions, and
I would say it's a different reason why the
also they kind of also
influence.
there's more to it than that, but I just want to be like really broad in general.
Yeah, I say it's the other way around. It's that people focus more on the secular than the religious in comparison to the Catholic countries. So they expanded a lot faster with materialism more than the others. So therefore, the Industrial Revolution and a lot of other things that came from it. And I wouldn't say it's that much about. I wouldn't say that's so much about Protestant culture. Protestant culture, depending on where you are in the nations up north, was mostly forced upon the people, and people kind of forgot it. So either if you're in the cities, yeah, there's a lot of Protestant influences in the cities still, churches and architecture. But out in the country, it depends on where you are. There's many pagans still out in the countryside, especially
And
up
Europe,
north. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
and the United States is different because, well, partly because in New England specifically,
yeah.
um, yeah, there's still a strong Puritan conservative bias slant in places like Massachusetts and New England. The worth that I met a few people on Twitter who were from there who said that the worth ethic is highly present there. I met Twitter. Just
Hmm? What's
yeah,
highly present there?
the work ethic. The Puritans had a
Oh,
really strong work ethic.
I, yeah. Lol, it's Voltaire. I love the comment. Yeah, the worth ethics. Yeah, especially people who already the Calvinists, for example, which there's no point discussing your faith.
They're kind of stupid.
Kind of stupid. That's mean to say. Now, the Calvinists, I do think,
No,
I do.
but don't you believe in destination though?
Yeah, they do. And in a way, I do like
No.
that way of thinking as well, a tiny bit. I mean, imagine God being almighty, all knowing, and every time, ever, like, exists in all time, then he should already know how you will end up. Therefore, when you're born, you already, like, God already knows how you will end up. So there is no free will because God already knows. Because if there were free will, then I mean, it depends. I do believe in free will. I do. I do. I mean, I disagree with the Calvinists there, but at the same time, I understand them. I had this argument before about time and free will. Because a lot about free will is about time. It's about how you see time and time perspectives. For example, if okay, if you will say I could travel 1 hour in the future and see my actions up to that 1 hour, like you know what I will do. Do I have free will then? And maybe you say, oh no, you don't. Yeah, but what would be the difference between you going an hour in the future observing me or not observing me? I would still do exactly the same thing. So that would mean having an observant that is outside of time makes your movements not free will, which is usually how you can see Calvinist arguments. I understand that, but again, I do disagree because I don't think time has anything to do with free will, because time is all about perspective. For me, that goes in this time. Everything I do is up to my actions, my brain to decide on what to do, and that is free will. Maybe, yeah, because yeah, exactly. It's time, and then we could go into time in quite a while, but that's usually Calvin's argument, and yeah, it's no. God, I have gotten into this argument so many times before. I had a guy who said we don't have free will because we can't decide to grow wings whenever we want or fly whenever we want. It's like that's nothing to do with free will. Yeah, but but if we have free will, we should be allowed, like we should be able to do things that not just our body can do, like outside of what our body should be able to do, because free will means completely freedom. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean freedom from natural law, like meaning laws of nature, not natural law, laws of nature. And other arguments of free will, but it's fascinating. Anyways, I've been rambling.
You heard the argument that free will doesn't exist because our consciousness already predetermined our actions. Something like on those lines.
Yeah, I disagree with that one too. I mean, I think the issue is mostly the word free will. What do you mean? And then you can go into semantics. I mean, the thing with because I'm Wittgenstein pilled, the thing with debates and disagreements usually goes down to words. I mean, if you discuss free will with somebody, you're not really discussing free will. You're just talking about the definition of the word free will, and that you disagree upon the definition of free will. And then and then people get mad at you, but it's like, yeah, it's no point.
Mm-hmm.
So either we create a universal language, which we won't, because again, language is in relation to others. And mostly, you can have your own language, but it's just gobbledygook if there is no one understanding it except you.
Yeah. Anything interesting in European politics right now? Anything really?
Sweden is completely fucked.
Didn't we talk about that about 4 months ago?
No, they chose a parliament now, and it's just horrible. It's just killing me. I mean, in a way, it's good because it means in 4 years the right wing will win. But yeah, it's bad. You know, the pro-EU neoliberals working together with the communists.
Hey, wait, what?
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's terrible. That's awful.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it's good because it kills the neoliberal party. Like, it kills the neoliberal party, and I hope the Greens will also get the fucking shot in the back of the head. Like, die already. And then the right wing can win.
Why would the communists be interested in preserving the European Union?
They are not anymore.
Yeah.
Both the left and the right, meaning the socialists and the nationalists, doesn't want the EU anymore. People lose faith in EU more and more. We still have a rather high faith in EU as a whole, but we're losing it more and more. France is completely crazy. 78% of the people now are anti-Semites.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Hey, I mean, you gotta blame somebody. Why not the Jew?
Yeah,
I can't say that.
Yeah, that's not really surprising.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's history repeating itself, but at the same time, oofy.
Yeah, what we need, man.
Yeah.
We need Carl Schmidt. Well,
Yeah,
we need his analysis. Please offer his analysis, please, please.
I mean, the yellow vest. I don't really understand the point of them in the start. They always been. They never had an actual enemy. They just said them. Who are them? Well, Smith wouldn't like this. You're saying them. They want, like, Smith would want an enemy, and in a way, they are forming enemies. One is Macron, one is the government, and now one is the Jews. Which is like, oopsie, we're back to this again.
I feel bad for doing this.
I mean, they have Israel, even though I know they don't want to leave. But worst case scenario, they can get citizenship in Israel. Horrible as it sounds, I don't condone this, by the way, but it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. I mean, certain Jews need to get are prepared for this already. I mean, most of them, depending on where they're from, are very used to anti-Semitism. So yes. Yeah.
Actually, didn't the French left? Wait, I know this. The French left actually did start the Holocaust denial movement.
Did they? I didn't know that. That's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
And I'm just waiting for hearing that Vichy France was a good idea. Charles de Gaulle did nothing wrong.
Why France is messed up? Well, why they have like
They
a lot of
always been. I mean, okay. The worst people are still Parisians, people from Paris. They're monkeys, man. People from Paris are monkeys. Like, seriously, I have a friend from Benin. He's Benin is a former colony of France. He traveled to France, to Paris, was a teacher there, and now came to meet Sweden and wants to become again French teacher, but in Sweden instead. And we talked about Paris. He said, "Oh, Paris is absolute shit. Like, it's horrible. Like, I come from African nation, but Paris, phew, spit on it. It's the worst. Like, I don't understand how anybody in their mind can have this good idea about Paris. It's complete shit." Like, all right, wow, oof.
I heard it smells like a sewer there, so
Yeah.
and then let's see. I haven't been to France, but I haven't heard good things about the French Quarter in New Orleans.
I mean, France is good overall, but not Paris.
Yeah,
I mean, I know a
if you
few
go-
Parisian women, and I mean, they're lovely to flirt with, but they'll cheat on you. And they give you STDs.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, the sexuality on French women. Like, you don't have to do much, and you're in bed with a French woman.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's so. Oh, yeah, God, yeah. It's really easy. It's incredibly easy.
Okay. I want to go to France now.
You want to go to France and have a vacation to France? You get like fucking herpes. Don't do it.
But wait, is the French black women really beautiful though?
French what? Black women?
The French black women.
Some are. I met a few. It depends where they're from. But I met a few. But the worst part is they can't speak to you. Like, the few that knows English, you're lucky if they know English. I had a Brazilian friend who has family visited from France, and I had people in like family in France for some weird reason. And one of them were gorgeous, like what do you call it? Black. It's like mixed with black and white or whatever. Gorgeous woman, a bit tall, and it's like, hello. Oh, she in French, like shit. It's like, bonjour, mademoiselle. Oh, bonjour. It's like, oh shit, I can't speak. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said bonjour, because now she thinks I'm fucking speaking French. I should have said, you wanna bang? And she said, yeah, no, just kidding. She's a Catholic woman. But seriously,
And man, has France always been a complete libertine society?
Paris says, yeah, but not all of France. No, France, depending where you go, some is very, very traditional Catholics. But certain main cities are very degenerate. I mean, the reason why Paris is degenerate, there's many reasons. Big reason is because it was famous. Now it's still famous today. So every fucking bastard goes there and think they will reach heaven or something. I don't know. So you get a lot of fucking shitlords, and then you notice that other people are also shitlords, so they become massive shitlords. Same thing about Stockholm. Like Stockholm is a nice city, but the people there, you just want to punch them. They're the worst. Like seriously, they are assholes.
Man.
It was a funny thing. I was in a Thanksgiving dinner, church organization held. I went to. Really nice people. And someone had a speech about like describing Swedes, and one of her sentences was, "Swedes are very open-hearted. They are nice, generous, and kind of allows everybody in. But in the same time, they are complete elitist who thinks everyone who is not them are barbarians worthy of destruction." It's like, yes, that's Swedes for you. We are. Oh, welcome to my nation. Welcome. Gulag over there. But not yet. Like we think like blacks coming in here, for example. We do. Oh, come in here. We're so open. We're so generous. But at the same time, we're like those damn N words and they're shitty. You know, whatever. You know, very elitist.
Yeah, wait, I also heard that Swedish people are like really effeminate.
No. City people are. Especially richer city people.
So they're effeminate. They're the effeminate Swede.
Yeah, the city people. I met a few of them. The facts.
Especially
Especially,
they can't be. They can't be that bad.
I mean, especially now they are facts. There was a guy who, like, you see them on television. They're usually television people. It's like, oh, I wear my girlfriend's bloody pad to show that I'm equal to her. It's like, fucking disgusting. And it was not a little funny thing here. One very alpha male and two faggy fucking beta males. We're talking about sex. And like the alpha male didn't care about sex because they have another reason. And the alpha male is got so tired of listening to these fags. He's just like quite harsh. He's like, I am so fucking sick and tired of this goddamn interview. I'm listening to these two like upper middle class rich people talking how they can how they can better fuck their girlfriends because they're so fucking beta, so they don't even know how to fuck their girlfriends. While there are actual issues in this nation. But no. How does my penis work is more important. Fucking faggots. Poor, like, this is why certain women go for fucking barbaric men, because they can't get fucked by a Swede, because Swedes suck fucking them. City Swedes. We still have Vikings, man. We still have Vikings. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I still don't know why they fuck Arabs, though, because they have smaller penises than we do. So it's kind of like, I don't get it.
Wait, or the Arab women don't Arab women have really piercing eyes?
I'm thinking, I think some Persians you're talking about, but
Persians? Maybe I'm thinking about Iranians.
yeah, Iranian women are all right, but Iranians, the ones who are not fucking religious nuts, they're good usually. Arabs, I don't like. Depending on what Arab. There are many Arabs. Egyptian Arabs, all right. More northern Arabs, all right, but people from the Arab Peninsula, whatever it's called, the half island. No, I don't like them. No, at all. I'm friend with one of. I'm friend with a kid. He's adult now, who is from Muhammad's tribe. So, the main people from that fucking island, or half island peninsula, and he he had a girlfriend during the time, Shefan. We enough. He told me, and her cousin wanted to have her, but he wouldn't. But this guy didn't want her cousin to fuck her because he wanted to fuck her instead. So he stabbed him with a knife. It's like,
That's terrible.
you fucking barbaric pieces of shit. Yeah, they are. They're weird. They're nasty. And again, they don't have bigger penises than we do, so they're not better in bed just because of that. But my opinion about Lebanon, I mean, the Lebanese that I know are good, but I know Lebanon's a country is just a mess. Again, Northern Arabs, as I say, more Syria, Lebanon, all right. Assyrians, all right too. As I said, Lebanese and Assyrians, I like them in moderation. I like moderation.
What about people from Jordan?
Fuck, I don't have an opinion because I don't know anybody from Jordan.
Yeah, I do.
I know. I know a few from again. I'm not from Lebanon. No, I grew up with like three girls from Lebanon. Quite nice.
See, let's see. Are you gonna make more videos about the Said?
Yeah, not the Sada. No, I won't. I mean, I'm gonna mention him a few more times. I gotta make more videos, but I've been lazy. I've been both busy as fuck, really busy, and when I'm not busy, I'm really lazy. It's like I gotta. Sounds like what?
That sounds like life. You sound like you're living a life.
I am living a life. You're correct. It is pretty much life. Like I've been busy up to like the middle of February with a lot of different shit. Like the beginning of February. Let's be honest. And now I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do something. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to do anything. I just want to exist a bit, you know, because I'm going to Istanbul the 11th of March, so I look forward to that. And I'm just gonna fix some exams before that. So it's like, I don't wanna. Let me play video games for fuck's sake.
Man, why are you going to Istanbul?
Visiting with university. Gonna meet a lot of those neo-Ottomans. Because the Ottomans, Turks, are still trying to impose control over the old Ottoman territories. So we're going to talk some about them. I can do a video about it when I come home about the different experiences and people I talked to there, but I mean, I met a lot of different, like a lot of interesting people in my journeys. Nothing that you will find interesting today, but in the future for the other people. If you find me in Ahmadiyya Muslim, I'm gonna make him so jealous.
Yeah. Istanbul or Constantinople. Yeah. So,
You have any other question you want to ask? Any at all?
yeah. So how's the podcast series with Ray's been going?
Mixed. Mixed. We have interesting guests whenever we have the fucking podcast. Very interesting guests. Oh wait, is wait, what's going on? But it's not happening that often. Okay, no, never mind. What the fuck's that?
Oh, just due to you guys having really busy schedules.
No, when we don't have guests, Ray don't want to start it.
I could
So
ask. I could ask people. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you like, if you have some interesting person you think can come on in the future, give contact information to Ray. Like, do that, because fucking hell, we need to. I'm very strict about time. I hate when we're late. I hate when we're not doing it, and she's not really helping me. She's like that. I mean, it reminds me a lot about like fucking high school. You're doing a group job. Like, sure, the Asian might do it well whenever she decides to do it. But the Asian's always going to do it fucking late. You're going to wait 2 days and then you're going to fucking rapid write everything. And then you're going to be like the white dude who says in the beginning, let's do shit. And then just completely fucking doesn't do anything. So I'm not better either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not God.
If you need guests, I can find some interesting people if you want.
Yeah. Again, give the information to Ray. And again, Ray likes the left wing people, so
Left wing people? Well, that might be even more.
All right. I mean, I like the right wing people. But she gets people like Batco, which is like, oh my god, what an idiot.
You don't like Batco?
No. He's a bit of a. He's just an edgelord, but he's not smart.
Okay.
I mean, he has the high energy, man. I can never keep up with the high energy.
Let's see. You have Endeavor on. You have the Egoist on.
Yeah. I have Worthy, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's interesting.
Yeah.
And Monetary. Oh God, Monetary.
What? What's wrong with Monetary?
He's fucking Holodomor denier. Shit, fucking hell. Long story, don't want to talk about it. Don't now. Long story, said enough. Long story, don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But he annoyed living shit out of me.
Oh.
Like, Brittany Venti is not attractive.
Let's see.
You God damn it. You're looking at women on Twitter again, Voltaire? God damn it.
What?
You're looking on Twitter? You're looking on Brittany Venti in the Twitter? What's your opinion about Venti, Voltaire?
Who?
Brittany Venti.
Oh.
What's your opinion about her?
She seemed like a white bitch to me. I don't know.
Awesome. She's so a Merrimat.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't look attractive.
No, I know she doesn't. I mean, I also bang her, but no, she's not attractive.
Why would you even want to touch her?
No, she's still a 6 out of 10.
Nah, no.
Okay, I mean, nah. Okay, no, she's a 5 out of 10 then. 5 out of 10.
No, 4.5.
Nah, I say 5 out of 10. She still has an interesting body, worthy of intercourse, but I would have issue with the face. I would have very much issue with the face.
She needs to have a different personality.
That too. Well, and you're not fucking personality. You're fucking the whole.
And she probably needs like to get rid of the glasses.
What?
You need to get rid of the glasses and maybe get a nose job. Maybe
No,
I don't know.
don't make you get a nose job.
Yeah, why not? Michael Jackson got a nose job, like 18
Yeah,
different
look how
nose
that
jobs.
turned out, huh? Look how that turned out. It's horrible.
Actually, he looks kind of actually. You get used to it. Eh, you get used to his appearance at the end of his life. Kind of.
Yeah, yeah, sure, you get used to it. Doesn't mean it's good for him.
Oh, it wasn't
Oh,
good for him.
I'm Michael Jackson. I like to touch my kids. Ooh.
Let's see. Who else? Who else?
All right,
Actually, I mean, when you have
because you're okay. Okay, out of 10, then we'll say, what would you give Venti? Out of 10,
4.5.
4.5. What would you give? What's the name? Jesus. Oh wait. What would you give Blair White out of 10?
5 out of 10.
You give Venti and Blair White the same score.
Uh, let's see. Eventually, actually, did I tell you about Anarcho Pack already?
Yeah, you told me a little bit.
Okay, you tell
But
Ray about her.
now, do tell me a bit more because again, the people listening, if anyone's listening about it, doesn't know about it. Doesn't know about this person.
Oh, Anarcho Pack.
Yeah, to tell more.
Uh, let's see. Anarcho Pack is a relatively well-known, more intelligent Marxist YouTuber. She's definitely more intelligent than Easy or Maria the Rich.
Yeah, both
Although
those
anyway,
are idiots.
eh,
Perfect together. Two idiots, perfect together.
yeah. So yeah, so she's more intelligent. She's more informed on Marxism, and well, she's an anarchist, and she has informative content on intersectionality and generally just anarchism, left wing content, stuff that Ray will probably like or haven't
Yeah,
really don't really have a chance to talk about with anybody.
I don't know how much Ray likes it.
I don't
TBH,
know.
but
She might appreciate some anarchist critiques.
Naspal
Like,
Ray, I don't know.
yeah, she's probably heard Anarcho Pack.
I don't
Or,
know. We no longer live?
or,
What? Okay, no, we're live. Sorry.
or,
Huh?
or better yet, you could ask the people. You could ask like a really small time academic who's relatively big on online discourse.
That sounds awful. What do you
Why
mean?
not?
Who is this online academic in whom I can speak to? In which whom I can
Eh,
speak to?
well, I mean academics who's willing to get off the internet interviews.
You mean like David Friedman
Yeah.
started to, which is just funny. Honey, are you speaking to those black folks again on the internet? Paul
Dude.
Goodfriend, David Friedman, and Walter Block. Walter Block one was interesting though. I like that one.
Yeah, you didn't really like Paul Godfrey that
No,
much.
I didn't listen to them, so I can't say much. But
Yeah.
I did listen to the Walter Block one, and I had a discussion with Monty about it. It's mostly
Yeah,
because it kind of went into our thinking a bit because we disagree with it, and kind of why do we disagree with this? Like,
yeah,
why the fuck do you disagree with blackmailing? Come on.
yeah. So
It's
let's
just an
see.
oigibolt being oigibolt. What can you do about it?
Let's see. Let's see.
That's all I can think about right now.
And
Is it?
let's see. Do you have any strong disagreements with proprietarianism? Like,
Not the main core tendencies. No, I can disagree with certain semantics, like not like saying, oh, it's not a philosophy. It's a philosophy, and a few other things. It's usually
doesn't Kurt
semantics. It goes into
doesn't
does it
Kurt
get to
hate
what?
philosophy? He seems
Yeah,
to.
I know, but it is still philosophy, regardless of what you hate it.
I
Sorry, that's
know he
not
did.
how it works. But again, it's just about words. And I mean, I have a disagreement with words. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Nothing that I'm gonna
Although,
like fight him about, because it's like he's just gonna pick up his definition of the word, and I'm gonna pick up my definition of the word, and they're gonna talk about words. It's like, fuck my life. I don't want to talk about words.
or better yet, you want to talk about the guy who's anti-philosophy and anti-everything, yet somehow make himself an intellectual?
Huh? You can still
I'm talking
be.
about Max.
You can still be. Who? Max Weber?
I'm talking about Max. Yeah,
He's an. You say he's anti-philosophy?
kind of. Or anti. Somehow he makes anti-intellectualism to
Yeah, he
make it
doesn't
into.
like academics. Too much status quoting. Like, uh, they have an idea of what is academic, and anything you don't talk about within their sphere, they can say they can disown you. It's like, oh, you talk outside of my academic circles, therefore you dumb. It's like, no, that's not how anything of this works, buddy. This is why a lot of the big thinkers usually comes outside of academia, and then influences academia, and you get some other good people out of that. And after a while, it kind of dies within academia.
So you.
Because after a
So
while, the fucking doctors, they create the dumbest idea ever. It's like, oh, this little small detail of this little small thing. Let's write a fucking dissertation on it. It's like, oh yeah, kill me.
yeah, do you
You're
have
gonna you're
any?
gonna make the world a better place with your shitty dissertation. No, you're not.
So don't you have any strong disagreements with Max Stirner and his? I wouldn't say
Wait,
philosophy, but
Max Turner. I have a lot of different disagreements with Max Turner.
can you lay them all out?
All out. I mean, his critiques against this, yeah, the spooks critiques against like structure and how one could see all of that influencing it's good. It's good. I like his observations. They're good observations. Then what you do with observations is well, I strongly disagree with what he does with observations. Completely ignoring them and saying it's only about you. It's like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Same thing with dismissing any of these is also ridiculous. Fucking Derrida. And going full egoistic collectivism is just really weird. His
You mean
politics is really weird.
you mean the union, the
When you
union
know
of people?
egoist, yeah, it's really, really dumb. It's really dumb. It's
Oh,
really dumb.
no, no, oh no. People who what's the anarchist movement called? The legalists are inspired by him. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he has inspired a lot of people because again, his observations are good, especially to continental philosophy. His observations are good. Again, but his answers and what he builds upon that is really dumb. But yeah, observations are good. I mean, Schmidt was inspired by Weber, and a lot of continental philosophy, I would say, has certain inspirations from not Weber, not from Weber, from yeah, Max Weber. Yeah, not. No, I'm dumb. Wait, Max Stirner. Shit, I'm dumb in my head. Max Stirner. Has a lot of inspiration from Max Stirner, continental philosophy, which is interesting but worthless at the same time.
Yeah,
And yeah,
so
union of
where
egoistic
you
idiot. Yeah.
where you put him and in intellectual history since he's somewhat actually I don't think he's really ever talked about
It's not super important, but I do think one should read his book. I do think it's a book
the
worth reading. Take a few days, just read through his book and have a laugh, but still understand what his point of view is. It's certain anti-Marxistic in a sense, anti-Hegelian as well, which is very good. That is required. It's like the extreme
the
dialectical fucking Hegel, but still necessary, I think, in a way. But you can't ignore him. Worst case scenario, just ignore him. But if you have time, read. Absolutely. Read everything. Read Sonic fanfic.
no.
Uh,
Next you're there. Let's see. I think honestly, the guy I think is Fran. I think people. It's not really a criticism of him, but criticism of his followers. Well, they're they're just no people who take him seriously. They tend to be really depressed people.
Stoner?
People who follow Sterner. Well, not follow
Yeah.
Sterner, but people who
Well,
hate Sterner.
not a lot of people do, though. But those people, I guess, kind of does. Most people do it ironically. People who don't do it, it's like, what are you living for? You get an extreme existential crisis immediately when you go with these ideas, because you have no institutions, you have no reason, you have no, care for any other except direct care, and it's just kind of nonsense. Edmund Burke, I know about Edmund Burke. Hold on, let me just Google that. I need to reminder in my head. Oh yeah, Burke. Edmund Burke. Edmund Burke is. I read about Edmund Burke in about his art studies. Edmund Burke is a historian. He says that a lot of what you do comes from history, and history inspires us today, which I do agree. Traditions, for example,
Wait, Edmund Burke is a wait. Edmund Burke was a statesman, philosopher.
Yeah, it was conservative. He's a traditionalist. It's one of the grandfathers of conservatism because it's all about history. Conservatism is about history, history of us.
Well, Anglo conservatism, not.
Yeah, but still, it's conservatism, and especially like not traditionalism as is in Genon, but tradition, I guess, and conservative tradition. It was one of the big thinkers of that. I like him. I don't like him a lot, but I have respect for him because I do agree with it somehow. Because once you understand your history, both of your own and of the people you're from, then you start understanding things very differently. Because they have something to refer to. You refer to your ancestry, for example. He's Irish, Jesus. Because if you have nothing to refer to, again, the issue with Stern, again, you have nothing to refer to except the ego, then everything becomes rather meaningless because you need to usually you need to have something to refer to. Otherwise, you just end up in existential dread. And this is, in a way, why Burke and can be good. Alex de Tocqueville, I read some about him, but I don't fully remember him right now. So I gotta look back into Tocqueville before I say anything about him. Yeah, but that's my opinion about Burke. I see. Again, I have nothing I can say about Tocqueville. Honestly, I can't. I would rather wait and say something in the future when I'm a little bit more both remember and reread some stuff.
Okay, we've been streaming for nearly an hour. I think I'm gonna end this here.
Yeah, it's been quite good actually. I liked this. All right, thank you. So thanks everybody.
Okay. What
Wait,
about
before you, any final questions in the chat? Final questions. Anything at all. Same thing for you, Volts. Any extreme question you have to me, anything at all. Any extreme question you can think about. I will answer it.
let's see.
Anything at all. Doesn't have to be politics. Anything at all. Extreme question. Anything at all. My social
Yeah,
security number. I was kidding.
let's
There's
see. Anything that's not about politics. Do you have any disagreements with Camus?
politically, yeah.
I mean,
But not
philosophically.
existentially. Not a lot. I mean, I might. No, I don't think I have that much philosophically. I mean, in his view on existentialism, there might be other views that I haven't gone into, but his view on existentialism, again, is the best answer I've found so far. Better than Sartre, Kierkegaard, Dostoevsky, and the rest. I think he answers it the best, at least for me.
Can you quickly tell that story about Albert Camus and John Paul Stark and his
Yeah,
girlfriend?
yeah. So his girlfriend is Simone Beauvoir, which was a very big feminist thinker during the time. She wrote a lot of big books, one being The Second Gender. It's quite an interesting one. But she's also a liberal. She's a liberal feminist. So she's not like cut the balls off the man. Not that type of woman. But anyway, so Sartre, she was Sartre's boyfriend. They were like together romantically, and she wanted to have sex with Camus because Camus is an attractive, charming, who doesn't want to have sex with Camus. But he turned her down. He did not want to have her. And Sartre got so furious. What is wrong with her? Why won't you have her? Which is kind of ridiculous. Such a cuck move to do. It's like, why won't you fuck my girlfriend? Isn't she good enough for you? It's like, no, I'm not going to have her. Sartre and Camus disagreed a lot. I mean, Sartre supported the USSR, Cuba, and other like more authoritarian Marxist ideas, while Camus was a social liberal, or more of a left-leaning liberal of sorts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have no opinion about Strauss for the moment, so I won't answer it.
Okay. I hope everybody has a good weekend and has a good night. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.